The 11 a.m. service for the Bearded Veteran Creates livestream is approaching the platform. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the stream.
Rob, what are you doing?
I'm putting something away, sorry.
You're late again.
Hello.
Have you had a haircut?
No, Bron said the
Yeah.
same thing. It was just
Or
wet
your hair
today.
just
So...
blended into the white wall?
Oh. Shit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
How are you?
Good, I'm good.
Excellent.
Yes. Yourself?
I'm all right. Yeah. Having techie issues as always, but managed to resolve them just in time.
Have you tried turning it off?
I had to replace the batteries in my mouse.
Oh, is that what it was?
Well, the computer was running really slow because for some reason StreamYard had made the Microsoft Internet, Microsoft Edge, open up like 5 or 6 windows for no reason. So that was making it run slow. And then my mouse stopped working. So I had to replace the battery in the mouse as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Always fun.
Hey.
But we've got the Dapol Battle of Britain locomotive to do today.
We do.
So that makes up for it all.
Yeah. No Gary today because he's on holidays, correct?
Yes, he's too busy getting drunk. And that's not even a joke. Every day, me and John are getting pictures of the different pints that he's drinking through the day.
Bastard.
Can't say.
Oh, and pictures of sausages being released as well.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. You like that? Doombar. Photos of beers, which I don't mind.
I like scales. Go on.
What have you been playing with on your bench apart from the Dapol Battle of Britain train?
I made a tree last night.
You made a tree?
I made a tree out of milliput and wire.
Oh, is it on hand?
It's sort of setting at the other side, but I can get it. 2 seconds.
One, two.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
don't know if it'll focus. I focus on that. There you go.
Wow, that's coming together very well.
Thank you. Yeah. So I was playing. That's the first time I've used milliput last night.
I've been doing a panel line wash on. Just to see. Oh, look at this! I had a problem with the plane. The plane fell in two bits on one side of the tail yesterday. But I've done a pin wash on all the panel lines. You can see that sort of everywhere.
Yeah, it looks more like an
yeah, so I need to wait for that to dry and then sort of knock it back a bit. But it's coming along. This side looks better than the other because the aircraft on the tail is all still in one piece. So it's looking like a tornado. So happy with that.
Yeah, good.
I'll put this away down here.
You've been working on anything else?
No, just the hang on. Just reaching across here. So that Eindecker. Eindecker. So the Edward Eindecker. All I've done there, I wasn't happy with the big seam. So what I've done is just basically cover up all the chrome on the nose so I don't take it all off again, and rubbing furiously to get rid of the seam top and bottom there. So that's going to be a work in progress, but it's all right.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Well done. We shall go through the chat.
Sure.
Right. Should we go for the first one? There we go. Modder says, morning everyone, please don't forget to hit that like button on your way in. Thank you. Duke says, good day, Tiff. Like button smashed. Excellent. Dark Side Scale Modeling says, thanks, Duke. Don't forget to go and like and subscribe to Dark Side Scale Modeling. It's Modder's channel, and she's trying to get up to 50 subscribers so that she can start doing her own live streams as well. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people.
Hey, Duke.
Good day. Jim says, guten Tag. Neil says, good morning, Modmin. And Modmin says, morning, Jim. Jim says, good morning to our three gracious hosts. Choo-choo. It's choo-choo, not choo-choo-choo today. Jim says, good day, Duke. Julian says, morning, just all. Yes.
Cuts it down a bit, yeah.
He says, Tiff, Duke, and Jim. Hi. Better looking Marley says, I feel like I'm walking into the local pub and waving to the usuals. Hello, my cyber friends. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Dark Side says, morning, Julian. And Julian says, lol, someone really likes the stream. There are more likes than people here, and it hasn't even started yet. Yeah, that's probably Modders and Gary.
Leave that up there.
Modders says, and good morning, Mr. Marley. Julian says, hi, DSSM. Squarish Sin, he says, morning all. Good morning, James. Julian says, morning, Paul. And he says, morning, Squarish. Hi, Squarish, even. And he says, hi, John and Mikey. Hello. Ivan says, good day, John. And he says, good morning to me. Good morning. Julian says, morning, Ivan. Ivan says, Julian, good morning, mate. Duke says, good day, Mikey, John, Tiff, Jim, Julian, Paul, Squarish, Ivan. And Ivan says, good morning, Square. Jim says, I beg your pardon. I thought there would be 3 hosts today. Yes, there is normally, but Gary said to carry on with the project and he'll catch up ready for the next episode because he didn't want us to miss doing an episode just because he was on his holly bobs again. Ivan says, Modders, good morning, young sausage. Jim says, good morning, Chef Ivan. Guy Morris says, morning, fellas, just checking in. Hick. Oh, well, there we go. He's in. Is he sober, though? That's the question. Or has he already started? Ivan says, good morning, Jim. Ivan says, Gary, hi. Julian says, Mikey, do we need to know about your wood? Oh, an actual tree. Don't mind me. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Duke says, good day, Gary. Jim says, good morning, Julian and Squarish. Modder says, morning, Gary. And Julian says, hi, Gary. Ivan says, Duke, good day, mate. Jim Olscott, hello, Mr. Morris. Ivan says, now I got a problem. Can anyone help, please? Okay. Do tell. Kieran says, morning, everyone. Modder says, I'm at 21. Ooh, there you go.
Nice.
Only another 29 to go. Julian says, morning, Kieran. Ivan says, where do I get a spare sprue for an Academy 135th early version of Tiger 1B sprue? Ooh.
Academy?
Yeah.
Don't
know what they're like for stuff like that, but that'd be the only way to do it. Unless somebody has a spare one, but I doubt it. Or, see if you can get a cheap second-hand kit or something on eBay. Ivan says, hi, Kieran. Jim says, Paul Marley, hello, Paul. You are amongst the usual suspects. Ivan says, hi, Mr. Morris. And Paul M, good morning. Kieran says, morning, Julian. Kieran says, morning, Ivan. And Jim says, Ivan, contact Academy. Maybe they can send you a replacement. Yeah, quite possibly. Ivan says, I can't find their info in the UK, Jim. Oh, that's interesting. Usually they have a UK address. Jim says, hello, Kieran. There we go. We're caught up on the chat. And it's only 10 minutes in. How good's that? We're doing well today. On a roll. So, where were we up to, John?
Well, changing camera. So, all three of us had finished last week. We'd finished steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I believe we're all going to carry on with getting the main sort of body of the train together, the boiler and everything else, and then see how far we get on the other side.
Doing the boiler face is going to be not boiler face. The footplate side is going to be difficult once it's built. It's going to be difficult to paint it.
Well, I'm looking at it thinking, because you build up the boiler and everything else, the body work, and then you drop it onto the chassis, that I can't see any reason why you can't do the front bogie or steering mechanism or anything at all, and then like drop the body on later. Because after that, at that point, then it goes into the detail before you do the tender, the last 3 steps of the tender.
So I'm actually on about this piece here.
Yes.
Let's put the lights on.
Well, I'm looking at it saying, look, it's not really clear where that goes. So it says, I'll put that on that. And you sort of go, where?
Piece 13. It's piece 13.
Yeah.
It's it. Like that.
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, that way. Bit of cleanup.
There's actually a line where it goes.
On the sides of the...
Yeah, if you look at the arrow coming from piece 13 on the diagram, there's a dotted line that goes across.
So it's saying just put it behind the raised divots.
Yep.
I guess that's right. Let's have a look.
Or on. Or just in front. Who knows?
Oh, come on. Stay there, you silly git. Oh.
Medic.
Yeah, that should work. Yeah, it'll work.
And that's today's session done. All 4 pieces have now been put up.
Where are we? Give him a little trusty sanding stick. I think I need had an SMS one here before. It's more solid than these flexible ones. Where to put it? I was using it earlier. Oh, there we are. I was using it on the Windecker.
I think I need some new fine grit sanding sticks.
Found out flying gloves are really good for clearing all the gack out of sanding sticks.
Are they?
Yeah. Like that. You pilots are good at something. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some more comments already. Jim says, hello, Kieran. Ivan says, there's 2 parts missing, B22 and B23. Bingo.
What are
Says,
they?
be right back. Need to go and make coffee. Hey,
Wonder what those parts are for his Tiger.
Yeah. Never done the Academy Tiger.
I've never done any Tiger.
No,
can you hear the jets in the background? You probably can't, hey?
No.
All the F-35s coming back.
Tiff says, worldwide at academy.co.kr at Chef Ivan. Here's the email for them. Unfortunately, it is the Korean one, but it's all I can find from the Academy website. Yeah, it's probably the only one they've got. Ivan, Junior says, Ivan, regarding that Academy tank, I can't find them in the UK either. This is from a forum continued next post. He says, I contacted the Academy a while ago for 172 AH-64 replacement canopy. Mine was broken for postal transport. And they replied to my email and asked me to contact a domestic import company.
Oh, okay.
Here in Germany, Dickie, for the handling because they did not want to. Can you skip to the continuation of that conversation, please, modders? There you go. For the handling because they did not want to directly deal with me from Korea. Sounds complicated, but it went well after some weeks I received my replacement. Okay, so you got to go through the people you bought it from then, basically. Saying that, Dapol's got the same policy, you know. They don't deal with you directly, but what they've got is in the contract for whoever sells their kits is they have, if a customer comes in and says this part was came broken, then they have to replace it. It's part of their contract. Kieran says, I believe Bachmann are the UK importer for Academy. Kieran says, morning, Jim. He says, Ivan, I could be wrong, but it's not Bachmann. Then maybe asking your local model shop who the retailer is might help. Yeah, email your local model shop. They'll probably know. Oh, damn it. Julian says, looking for an aftermarket replacement vacuum might be less time consuming, though. Yeah. Black Hat's in. He says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Black Hat.
Oh, hello, Black Hat. Welcome.
How the devil are you? Julian says, sorry for the long post, modders. Quite all right. You're passing on information. It's important. Helping other members of the channel is what we're here for.
Oh, yeah. Black Hat, could you confirm or deny whether you came into the Friends of Models for Heroes server and no one was there and you left? Because we sort of made a mistake. Well, when I say we, I mean one of us made a mistake, and he's not here at the moment.
Yes. So we're not going to say his name because he's not here today.
He's not here.
He is not here.
Yeah. So I think we got away with it okay there, Mikey.
Yeah. Nobody will know who we're talking about.
No, he will
just don't mention the fact it's a pisshead. No, he's not a pisshead. He just drinks all through his holiday.
He'll remain a non-Morris.
Yes.
Oh, this is the part where I lose my finger. Oh no, all good so far.
It's the guy we all know and love.
Why am I trimming? I'm trimming these pins away from a bit. You're not going to see anyway. It's going to be inside the train.
Duh.
Never done this before.
Tiff says, Ivan, so I found the UK version. It's called Bachmann Europe. Their email is consumer.services@bachmann-europe.co.uk. There we go.
Oh.
Well done, modders.
She's useful.
She is.
Right.
Junior says, that's daft to reference Dapol as they're in the UK. Yes, they are. But it's because they don't actually store kits. Because they these kits aren't their main sale. Their main sale is running model locomotives, the electric ones. So what they do is they make these to order. Because they only have a set number of these kits that they do. So they might only have a dozen or so different kits, and then they just make them when shops order them or whatever. It's called just-in-time production, rather than storing it. So that way, so what that means is because the shop has a stock, they have to either order a new kit or they have to take a part out of a kit that they've got in stock to replace the one that's damaged. Dark Side Scale Modeling says, no worries, Julian. And Jim says, hello, Black Hat. Good guys wear black. Yeah, tell that to the man in black. He was a serial killer that lived, who worked in our local village.
The Man in Black.
Yes, his real name was Peter Moore, but he's called the Man in Black because whenever he worked, because he owned the local cinema, and he always wore black jeans or black trousers and a black shirt, so he was called the Man in Black. That's his nickname, and he's still in prison today, thank goodness.
Yay!
And I did actually meet him quite a few times. And even back then, because when he got sent down, even, I haven't been sent down, but when he got sent down, I was about 8 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him quite a few times. And even when I was a kid, like 5 or 6 years old, I used to tell my dad that he freaked me out. I didn't know why. And my dad said, oh, it's all right, it's just Peter. Like, no, there's something not right about him, Dad. It's spooky. Yeah, and it turned out he was a serial killer. Yeah. Duke says, good day, Black Hat and Kieran. Black Hat says, I'm chirpy and busy working on my 2x148 Cromwells. Nice. And he said, yes, I did. I popped in, the room was empty. Right. Somebody made a mistake. We're not going to say who. We go. I mean, John.
No.
I got away with it. Shh.
Don't mention the war.
Yes. And one of us who is on here went into the room and said, why is everyone in here and not in the open day channel? And they all went,
what open day channel?
There's an open day channel. It's like, yeah, we set it up the other day, and there's people in there waiting. And we all, oh right, okay. So we all headed over there, and then you left.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yes,
I sent you a PM on.
I'll send you a love letter.
No, what do they call it? Messenger, for Microsoft Messenger, Facebook thing. But you hadn't replied to that, so I do apologise. But thanks for trying to join. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are, it was remarkably unsuccessful. A couple of people tried to join, including Jim, but couldn't get in. So we don't know what happened.
Yeah. We could see and hear Jim, but he couldn't hear and see us for some reason.
Anywho,
be worry. Ivan says KK back. So
okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Tim says, hello all. Hello, Tim.
Timbo.
Dark Side says, hey, Black Hat. Chef says, thank you for the help, folks. That's what we're here for. Not that me and John did anything.
No.
We're good at that. We delegate. That's why John was a sergeant. So he didn't have to work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. God. Yeah. Actually, one of our viewers can attest to that. I used to work with him.
Uh-huh.
And a big shout out to. Oh, cripes. I don't know what. I'm back to doing this on the inside of the boiler. A big shout out to Trap, I should say. I don't know. It's just habit. It's like, that's something I need to remove. That'll be seen. So let's get rid of that thing. It's on the inside. Idiot.
Yes. Strange,
Right.
man.
Okay, so that does fit. Okay. Well, I can glue that up because this side's straight. This side's bowed somewhat. But I think it'll all still come together anyway. I'm not going to heat it up or anything.
No,
Just give it a little bit of pressure.
It's long enough that once you glue each end, it'll straighten out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So weird building a train. Might not be the last one. In fact, I will be doing another one after this. It'll be the City of Truro in the same range. It looks like a really nice kit.
Yeah.
Right, all of that. And Paul's probably yelling into his computer screen right now.
Stop doing weird stuff. John, stop being a weirdo. Get back to
he's a weirdo. He went to Japan, went to Tamiya and didn't buy anything. Except a lousy t-shirt.
Is that what he bought you or what he bought himself?
Yeah. One for each, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet.
So you can dress like twins as well.
Oh, God.
Is it me or is that just creepy once you get beyond toddlers?
Tell my mum that.
Why is this not sticky?
All right.
Jim says, Black Hat scale models are those Tamiya 148 scale Cromwells. Jim says, greetings, Timothy. Darkside says, sorry, it's not an underscore, it's a dash. There we go. There we go. No sticking.
And
Black Hat says, Jim. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
No, you go. You go first. Go on. I'll let you. Go on.
I was going to ask Tim. The whole world wants to know which side you're going to be going for in the AFL Grand Final. Because he lives up in Queensland, but he's a new Queenslander. So I'm not sure if he's going to be going for... Well, Canberra aren't playing, nor Townsville. But whether he's going to be going for the Sydney Swans or the Brisbane Lions.
Whenever you mention these place names, I always think that song, I Was Only 19.
Yeah?
That's the only frame of reference I've got for them as places other than what I've read.
Because Townsville lined the footpaths as they marched into the quay.
Yeah.
You know, Tim used to live in Townsville. His father still is, Australian Army.
Well, your daughter goes there, doesn't she, for uni?
Yeah, she's there now, yes.
Yeah.
Probably playing the New Zelda game on the Switch.
Why not? Black Hat says, Jim, yes, they are, mate. Both to me, I've added some hauler upgrades and 2 different versions. Very nice. Phil says, hi, everyone. Can only stay for my coffee break, but we'll drink slowly. Glad to have you with us for any amount of time, mate. Mr. Evans he says, anyone know the correct colour for the engine in a Deltic? Asking for a friend. The engine inside a Deltic was light grey.
Yeah, I guess.
If you look on, there's loads of YouTube of the Deltic engines.
What do you reckon? Ocean grey? Is that too dark?
No, it's more like a light grey.
Okay.
because there wasn't much lighting in there.
Oh, yeah.
Duke says, "Good day, Gary Evans." Jim says, "Gary stuff. Hello, Gary." Duke says, "Good day, Phil." Jim says, "Hi, Black Hat, Phil and Gary." Good morning, Phil, from Jim. And Black Hat says, "So, if anyone hasn't got the connection, Black Hat refers to the fact that I was in the Royal Australian Army, what? The RAAC. Royal Australian Army Air Corps, I don't know. What is it, John?
I'm not even sure. RAAC. Royal Australian Armoured Corps? Armoured Corps. Yeah, tankies.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. I should know that since I've been working on a Centurion from Vietnam, Australian Centurion. And we wore black berets, hence known as Black Cats. Yes, that makes sense. Because the British
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
wear black berets as well. They wear black coveralls.
7 RAR or something else?
RAR?
Royal Australian Regiment.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have to translate for all you bloody English and...
Well, no. We're not used to an army so small that it's just they number the regiments.
Oh, touche. Yep.
We have divisions and all sorts.
Oh, there's division in Australia. Don't you worry about
that. Timmy says Johnny Cash. And Karen says, "Morning, Duke." Junior says, "Gotcha, Black Hat." Junior says, "Timothy." Oh, hi, Timothy.
Timmy.
Junior says, "Good guys wear black" was an advertising slogan for a local baseball team many decades back. Yeah, like I said, don't tell people in my town that. The last guy that walked around wearing all black was not a good guy.
Not a good guy.
Well, he was all right as long as you weren't gay, because he only killed gay blokes. So yeah, bit of a weirdo and dangerous. Duke says, "Good day, Tim." Sorry, mate.
Do you think maybe he was gay himself and he was trying to fight it?
He was sadomasochistic and everything. In fact, it turned out that because in the local cinema that he owned, there was the upper screen, which is the one where he showed all the films, and there's the old lower screen as well. And to go to the toilets, you had to go out the main screen, downstairs, and through the old screen. And it turned out that's where, on a night when the theatre was closed, that's where he would hold his S&M shows and things.
Oh, God. Visit Wales, a land of unnatural beauty.
Julian says, "Jim, what about the All Blacks, New Zealand Rugby Union? Good guys if you're a Kiwi." Yes. Jim says, "Julian, aye." Tiff says, "Gary stuff, try this video from National Railway Museum on the Deltic," and then the link. I'm not reading the link out. Travis says, "A shout out to on my first viewing, John." Hello, Travis.
Hello, Trav. How are you, buddy?
Enlighten.
Oh, Trav is, he ex-Australian Air Force. Used to be 3 Squadron. I'm not sure what other ones, and Hornets. And then he moved down to Adelaide for a couple of years on their Hornets. They had a couple of Hornets at ARDU, Aircraft Research and Development Unit. Trav was posted there with Frott and another couple of other people.
Was there much R&D to do on a jet that you've already got from another country that they've been using for 10 years?
Yes, lots. They didn't just do that. They did all the aircraft, and Army and Naval Aviation as well. Tri-service. And then after that, he moved to Orion's. So he came onto my team. And we worked together for a couple of years, and they were very happy years that I thought. We got on very well, and he still remains one of my best friends.
Is this the guy you were just saying was a guy you work with?
Yes.
Hello, Travis.
Did I talk you up enough there, Trav? Answer in the comments.
This is where he comes out. John, you realise you were a git when you were a boss, right?
No, he is going to say, "Yeah, you're a dick." I'm watching here, just I'm just shouting at you.
Jim says, "Welcome, Travis." Julie says, "Morning, Travis." Ivan says, "Hi, Tim." Ivan says, "Hi, Travis." Jim says, "Travis, are you the slot car guy?"
No, he's not.
Tim says, "I only barrack for North Melbourne. It's always a short AFL season for me."
Yeah, that's right.
Is that Aussie rules football, is it?
Yeah. North Melbourne and the Kangaroos, yeah. So, yes, it sounds like it.
Yeah. I remember watching, I think it was on, because we've got a TV show over here, kids' TV show called Blue Peter, where they teach kids about different, not so much teach, but they show kids about different things and stuff like that, and they do arts and crafts and stuff on there. And teach, basically the idea is to teach a kid about the world, to show them a bit about the world.
The Curiosity Show.
Yeah, they did an Australian episode where they actually told you about Aussie rules football and things, and the presenter had to go at it and stuff, and basically got her backside kicked because she was definitely not.
It's a great game. Yeah, I reckon.
Interesting.
I always thought it was funny because most Australians would say, "Oh, Australians are sports mad. We're more into sports than any other country." I'm just thinking, no, we're into sports as much as any other country.
Yeah.
I think just a quick trip to South America and football stadiums, you'd sort of go, "Oh yeah, there's that."
Yeah. Then you got the Americans with the hockey and the baseball and the football.
All of it. Yeah. Like, why hate one sport when you could just enjoy them all?
See,
yeah, or hate them all.
I'm clearly not a sportsman. I haven't played sport properly since leaving the forces. Ivan says, "Hi, Phil." In fact, I haven't even been inside the gym since just before I got married. Black Cat says, "Tim, haha." Better looking Marley says, "Lousy t-shirt. It's a genuine Tamiya t-shirt. Bugger you, John. I'm keeping it."
Well, that's a pity. It's the only thing that'll have a good fit.
I still think it's creepy when middle-aged twins dress the same. It's like something out of Stephen King films.
Oh, such a good author. Well, it's not as creepy as wearing all black, apparently.
Yeah. Gary Stuff says, "Others like the Class 47 had an almost barley grey, but the Desert seems a bit more blue." Yeah. It's more like mid-grey shine sort of colour, I think. Well, it's closer to that. Oh, stupid bloody camera. There you go. Sort of close. It's quite close to that.
I'm trying to get the alignment of the rear of the cab. Oh,
yeah. Now, do you see what I said about painting the controls and stuff in there?
Yeah. Well, that'll, like everything else in this episode, that'll be all black anyway, won't they?
Well, no, because you have brass work in there, don't you? Stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do it. You can just do it all black.
Oh, whatever I can do, I'll be doing.
Yeah. What goes on tour stays on tour, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Next comment, modders. Ivan says, Gary Matey, good morning, Mr. Evans. Gary Stuff says, maybe National Railway Museum might know because they will have painted it. I'll ask. Cheers. Yeah. Very probably. There's also the Desert Deltic Preservation Society, Gary.
The Desert Deltic Preservation Society.
No. That's just me being thick. It's the Deltic Preservation Society. They're responsible for preserving all the Deltics that are still, well, the few Deltics that are still remain.
There's quite a few of them, I understand.
Yeah. There's just a few, but they're not all running.
So have you finished your comments for now? I can't see them, so I can't judge.
No. But go on.
Let me know when you have, because there's something I want to read out.
Okay. Duke says, good day, Travis. Ivan says he was obsessed with the as well. The guy with the funny mustache. His people. Yes, he was. Julian says, sounds like he was in denial, Mikey, or maybe the Amazon. Denial? I'm here all week. Yeah. There's some interesting documentaries on him. Peter Moore. Ivan says the SS were his favorite crazy bastard. Yes. Strange guy. Travis says, you're making me blush, John.
Well, it's easy for a redhead, though, isn't it?
Oh, he's a redhead. We had a redhead on our basic training. He ended up being nicknamed Tracer.
He's certainly got he couldn't have a beard in Air Force, certainly when he was in. So now he's making up for it. It's about, 2 foot long? It's getting down there.
Yeah.
The gloriously bearded veteran.
Yeah. Oh, I got.
My other little voice grips thing are holding the camera up, so I'm not going to get them. But it's aligning okay, so I won't have to struggle too much.
Yeah, we had a redhead on a guy in our section on basic training. We nicknamed him Tracer because when we were obviously doing field hygiene and stuff, you got to take your shirt off, and he took his shirt off, and he was that pale, he looked like he was glowing white. So we just called him Tracer after that. Told him he wasn't allowed to take his shirt off on field exercise because he'd give a position away. Ivan says, no, Jim, it's just the way his trousers hang. Timothy Evans, if you want no disappointment, try being a lifelong Collingwood supporter.
Yeah. I'm a Cats man myself, but I don't actually sit down and watch many games, if any.
I'm not going to go for the obvious joke.
No.
I'm going to rise above that.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Duke says, Tim, I barrack for North too. I don't follow footy much either. Ha ha ha. June says, Blue Peter makes using sticky back plastic as the BBC weren't licensed to say sellotape. Yes.
Really?
Yep. Because it's copyrighted. Duke says, Mikey, sellotape's a brand name. And back then, the BBC you weren't allowed to use brand names on TV because it's classed as product advertising.
Mad.
Now they can do it, but they have to have a disclaimer saying that there's going to be products advertised in the show.
But it's the
Duke says,
21st century.
yeah. It's called product placement. Duke says, Mikey and John, don't forget cornholing in America. Jim will know all about it. Ooh.
Yeah, good game.
That sounds gross.
I can't.
Don't think I want to know what it is.
Yeah, it's easy. It's basically you have two boards, a board, with a hole in it, and it's on a bit of an angle, and you have sort of sacks of grain and stuff. You try to get them in the hole.
Yeah.
Cornholio.
Yeah. We used to just call it beanbag toss.
Yeah. But, you know.
Dark Side says, there's nothing wrong with wearing all black. That's all I tend to wear. Sometimes it's a bit of red, on the occasional white. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not a serial murderer, so, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't use it as a way of sort of hiding.
Well, it was his job, wasn't it? Just try to like not look so obvious in the cinema.
Well, yeah, there is that. Although when he was in the projection room, he did wear brown overalls. Julian says, also, the Blake 7 Blue Peter's make there was better than the series prop. Laugh out loud. What? Theirs was better than the series. Okay. Frank says, hey, don't you bash Blake 7? I love it. I have no idea what Blake 7 is.
Oh, it's a science fiction thing that I've never seen either. I've seen a little bit of what is available on YouTube. It looks all right.
Is it one of those things that's before I was born?
Yes, everything is before you were born.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, you've got a spaceship, which until about 6 months ago, I thought flew the other direction. It looks, yeah. I'll Google it. I'll bring up a photo. Product placement.
Jim says, Duke, sorry, mate, I don't consider that a sport, more like a casual game played at a picnic with lots of alcohol consumption involved. Yeah, is this from a country that invented lawn darts? Jim, I am Cornholio.
So, this is the Liberator, the spaceship from Blake 7. Right?
Right.
Now, I thought this green bit was the front. It's not. It goes that way.
Yes.
So, I was backwards for many years, apparently, because I never saw the show.
Yeah. Dark Side Scalwell says, not that you know of. Julian says, yes, it was indeed, Frank. The script and cast was great. The props were substandard, though, even for the early 80s. There we go. Now, what were you going to read out for us, John?
Well, I went to the local sort of bricks and mortar sort of hobby shop, and they had a model of the Battle of Britain class. It's a Hornby. I have to, I have to keep sort of double guessing because there's a suburb of Sydney called Hornsby. So I'm stuck with saying Hornsby these days. So it's got that, and I just took a photo of the side of the box, and I'll read that out because this is an educational program. This one.
Yes, apparently so.
Known collectively as Light Pacifics and nicknamed Spam Cans, the West Country and Battle of Britain classes were designed as an air-smooth 462 Pacific locomotive. 462 is like 4 wheels at the front, then 6 in the middle, and 2 at the back.
Yes.
By Southern Railways Chief Mechanical Engineer Oliver Bullied. Designed to be lighter in weight than the similar Merchant Navy class, they could be used on a wider variety of routes. You'd say routes, wouldn't you? Including the Kent. Oh, okay.
She says routes. You say
no,
routes.
we say routes, but we've got a router.
Yeah. Whereas we say routes and router.
Yeah. They're constructed using new working practices and techniques in locomotive construction. These included all steel welded boilers and the use of steel fireboxes, and was due in no small part to the need of ease of construction during the wartime post-war austerity years. The Light Pacific's beginnings came from, let's skip that one. 48 locomotives were all named West Country locations, but with a need for a Southern Railway to improve services on its Eastern Division, the next 42 locomotives were in need of a different naming convention. It was decided to opt for names synonymous with the Battle of Britain. The Battle of Britain class commenced with 21C149 Anti-Aircraft Command, introduced in December 1946, and the batch concluded with M1C170 Manston in November 1947. Yeah. That same month, despite ongoing negotiations regarding nationalisation, the Southern Railway ordered a further batch of 20 locomotives. These have been delivered under British Rail's new numbering system. I won't go into numbers because, whilst many thought this would be the end of the class, British Rail, or Southern Region, surprisingly ordered a final batch of 20 locomotives in 1949. These have been delivered between September 49 and January 51. In 1957, following the successful rebuilding program of 15 members of the Merchant Navy class, 60 of the West Country Battle of Britain class were selected to undergo rebuilding in a similar manner. The class operated until July 1967. When the last steam locomotives on the Southern Region were withdrawn, and although most ended up being scrapped, 20 locomotives were rescued and now in various states of preservation with the UK's heritage lines. 257 Squadron was completed at the Brighton Works in 1948 as one of the. This is obviously the one that's the Hornby one, with the first class produced under British Railway and allocated to the Dover Marine Shed to work the Continental boat trains to London. Perhaps more incredible than its service life are the efforts made in light of 257 Squadron's significant name in relation to the Battle of Britain in the Second World War to return the locomotive to traffic in October 2021. Yeah. So there you go. That's the educational part of the show over.
Yeah. And there's videos of eight of these locomotives all riding together on the tracks.
8 of them?
Yeah, 8 of them in convoy. It's so cool. Oh yeah, and one of the things I didn't mention, I mentioned it after the show last week, but I didn't mention it on the show, is that in the intro where the steam engine is going past, the sound effects for the steam engine and the whistle, they're actually a recording of the Battle of Britain class locomotive. So it's actually the sound of the real train.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Or should I say,
woo woo? I'm going to leave the roof off for 2 reasons. One, it means I can get to that easier. The boiler face, plates, things. I can paint in there easier. And 2, that's green. That's matte black.
Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yes. So if I keep it off, it means I can paint it separately, and I don't have to worry about crossover on paint.
I'm going to put mine on because I can use tape, because I'm going to have to paint the front black anyway.
Ooh.
I know. Just want to be different.
Yeah. Julian says, Mikey, in short, galaxy-wide dictatorial federation escaped prisoners, captured the spaceship, and fought back single-handed. Ah, okay. Blackheart says, if I lived in the UK, I could literally be a train nerd. Yeah. I would love to live close to a preservation line. I would just be down there every day. I'd spend my
How far away is the Fastidiog railway for you?
About an hour and a half, 2 hours.
So you are close to one.
Not
it's a bloody long drive though, up a windy hill, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Fastidiog, isn't it?
Yeah, Blanai Fastidiog. Yeah, it's not close. There's also Crew Heritage Centre as well, which is one of the UK's biggest train museums.
Crew is in where they used to build Rolls Royce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a heritage centre now where they have loads and loads of old locomotives, steam, diesel, electric, and everything. You can just walk around them. And they have different activities you can do and stuff, but they're only open certain times of the year and certain days of the week, and it's not like every day. They're not open on weekends, and they're only open like 1 or 2 days a week because it's run by volunteers.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of a pain sometimes. I've not been able to get down there because we wanted to go down with our veterans group on a Tuesday, but they don't open on a Tuesday. So, and you can't ring them up to ask them when they're open because unless they're open, there's nobody there to answer the phone, which is real clever, but it's also still part of a working railway station. It's got preservation. It's sort of like the preservation line next to the main lines.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Jim says Trumpton makes the 1/35th scale World War II RR models.
Railroad?
Rolls Royce.
Because they wouldn't say railway, I don't believe, over there. Railroad?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to translate.
There's loads of American companies that make model railways. Frank says, are you planning to paint these? If so, what livery?
Well, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, the Battle of Britain class. So
they're all the same colours. So what is... go to that photo on the box. So with that one there, the decals I have, it's got that blue, the identification plate for each train. It's slightly stylized, I guess, to look like aircraft wings. So what it says on the YouTube video, National Railway Museum. Underneath that is the crest of that's 257 Squadron. So that's the 257 Squadron crest. Whereas I've got this is a which one? Fighter pilot. So I've got the RAF crest, and that would be all of them. Certainly not as colourful or as defined as that. I do have that decal there, which must be the Southern Railway, maybe. I don't know.
yes,
it is. Okay, so that's on the tender of this. But I don't have a decal that says British Railways there. I've got a different number, obviously, because it's a different train.
That's because the Leipzigs, more specifically the Battle of Britain locomotives, were owned by Southern Railway, which is one of the big four railway companies. Then they were railways were nationalised and they became British Railways. So there's been different time period.
Right. As for the yellow stripes, we're just going to have to mask them up and paint our own. But yeah, it's pretty much going to be. I think what I'm leaning towards is Tamiya Park Green. I think I'm going to use that.
Dark green as well.
But I've got that as well.
I'm not going to use Tamiya though. I'll use Vallejo.
Yeah. So this is what's that? Bright green, Aquis, Mr. Hobby. So it's, I don't know, much of muchness, I guess. But if that's a little bit darker, I guess that, I don't know, maybe I'll use that. I can't tell by the lid because they're obviously molded and not painted. But I reckon I might do that bright green. There we are.
Because it's not an olive green. It's not quite olive green, but it's not quite dark green either. It's like a light, slightly lighter dark green, isn't it?
Mm.
Wow. Then lots of gloss coats on it. And then the top like NATO black.
So I'm going to, as I say, look, I'm going to put my lid on and all these, whatever these plates are called at the front, streamlining.
Yeah. No, they're actually to help to direct the airflow so that it pushes the smoke away from the foot plate.
Oh.
Because if you look, you got the windows downside the boiler, where the crew stand.
Yeah.
On the footplate, you've got the windows, so it's to deflect the smoke up and away, so that when they're going through tunnels and stuff, or they're going at speed, the smoke doesn't just go down the side of the boiler into their faces.
Okay.
There we go.
Which
was a particular problem on these because obviously it's a big smooth side.
And it doesn't have a big stack on it. Doesn't have a funnel at all, it seems like. That's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
But it's feels fairly solid, doesn't it? Once you put the four sides
it does. Like it's it doesn't suck. It goes together. It's like the fit tolerance is it's pretty good. 67-year-old kit, 64-year-old kit, I think we established last week. Yeah. That's pretty bloody good.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It says on the instructions, basically, remarkably and without any forward planning, the instructions contained here on this sheet were finished on 4th September 2010, exactly 70 years to the day, which saw the end of the Battle of Britain. Cool. So the instructions were from 2010. It
was meant to be. Yeah. And then they're very clear. I mean, mine, I think they're slightly different format to yours. Are they? No, exactly the same. Yeah. Gary's, I think, is different slightly. Like maybe his is landscape.
I don't know. I think Gary's just Gary. He's lovely.
You want him to come back, don't you?
Yes. I miss him.
Yeah.
I miss doing episodes with him. Stop drinking and come back, Gary.
Oh, don't think for a minute he'll be watching.
If we do an evening episode, bring your drink with you.
Yeah.
June says, Roadrunner models, Jim. Meep, meep. Oh, railway. Gotcha.
All right, I need a couple of luckers. Let's have a look.
Jim says, then there's the massive German railway gun. Forgot the name of it. Anzio Annie, I think. Yes. One of the biggest plastic scale models is one called Dora. And even at 135 scale, it's 2 meters long.
That's in the cabinet at my. It's built up in my local hobby store, Frontline.
I bet that's glorious to see.
Oh, it is. It's the end of the aisle.
Yeah. So I'm leaving the roof off. Side baffles. There's one. There's two. Jim said, then, I've just read that one. What are you doing to me? Ivan says, I saw a film clip of the Battle of Britain train going past the station, strafing people waiting with British cheese and onion sandwiches. Ivan says, be right back. Jim says, Jim, also Big Bertha in World War One. Now that's a big perishing gun. Yes, it was indeed. Jim says, Julian, are you here all week, Julian? Oh, we do hope so. Julian said, yes, Jim. Sadly for the rest of you. No, not sadly at all. We enjoy having you with us. Or I do anyway. I don't know about John. He's a miserable git.
No, I'm totally agreeing. That's why I'm not saying anything. A miserable git. Are you trying to get rid of everyone else that's part of this show?
No, I'm just trying to get you to react so you don't just sit there quietly.
Oh, careful, Modmin. You're under his sights next.
No, can't do that.
Nope.
Picking on women is strictly forbidden in the UK. They're making it a crime.
Oh, are you what do they call it? Oh, I can't remember what they call it. When you're guessing my gender or something, or other. What do they call it?
Yeah, misgendering someone or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Let's not go down that rabbit
hole. Assuming gender.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
So how are the sausages in the UK? Are they all okay?
Oh, he's getting some flack for that. Anyway, moving on. Jim says, Julian, right, mate, forgot about Big Bertha, allegedly named after one of the Krupp's daughters.
All right, so that's... Oh, sorry, keep going.
Julian says, Jim, I saw a meme with 2 engines in a cartoon that said, hello, Thomas, to say hello to Thomas the Tank Engine, Grumpy's cousin, Gustav the Railgun. Jim says, pardon my Americanisms, RR, IRS, CIA, SSA, SS. The last one referring to Chevrolet's super sports version of the factory-built high-performance cars.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, there we go. Not the Vocken kind.
What's the other one? Yeah, what do they call them? I think Camaros. Well, Camaros would be called IROC. International Race of Champions. It wasn't until I was an adult that I worked out what the hell that meant. All right.
Okay.
So I have, it's all gone together rather well, but the only misalignment I've got is at the top of the front there.
How have you done that?
Well, it's flat on the bottom and it's just bent on top. It's all right on the side. So just a bit of filler in that because it's sort of upside down anyway. But I'll just put a bit of filler in that later on. Once it's
you
dry.
keep moving it. Trying to look at what's going on. Oh no, that's what you've done. If you look at your left side, you've not seated it down onto the buffer bar properly.
A buffer bar. Oh, here.
Yeah, if you look, you've not seated it down properly. That's why.
Oh.
The kit, it's you.
Well.
So now you're gonna have to undo all that work.
Oh.
Didn't your teachers ever tell you to check your work?
There we go.
Just like engineering type work.
Well, not a good one. That's why they got rid of me.
Jim says, Julian, I've seen that, Julian, so very true because he's German.
All right. Ooh. Yep. So there, yeah, I stand corrected. There is no gap there. I'm going to hold that while that glues.
The only reason I had a feeling that would be the reason and why I was telling you to look is because I noticed the same thing when I was doing mine.
All right.
If it wasn't seated properly, then the roof.
So that then, for me, is step 5 and 6. Flipping over the page, I'm not going to do 7 just yet. I'm going to move on to the front bogies, 8, 9.
I think either that or doing the bogies for the tender.
Yeah, I might do the tender actually. I love me a tender. Love me true.
Otherwise, we're going to end up completing the model before Gary's even had a chance to come back on. And
tender it is.
It'll be a lot easier to paint without the bogies on.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. Looking good. Dark Side says, so they were painted in Humboldt Malachite green. I'm trying to find the equivalent for you guys. Excellent.
Humboldt Malachite green.
Yeah. Jim says, Dora, that's the one I was thinking of, Mikey. Thank you, mate. No problems, dude. My head is full of useless information. Ivan says, KK, back. Excellent.
Yeah.
Ivan says, I had a Krupp's Beans Cup coffee machine. It was rubbish.
Oh, yeah?
We used to have a coffee. I think they still sell it in some shops in the UK called Rocket Fuel. That was brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah. It had that much caffeine in it. You couldn't, even if you were used to coffee, you still ended up hyperactive off it. It was brilliant. It has like because you drink a high caffeine coffee, don't you?
Well, I can on occasion.
Yeah. I think I looked at it and it's even higher than that. The one you were drinking. Ivan says, I had a cook. Oh, I've just read that. Okay. June says, if I recall correctly, Big Bertha was in France and shot across the channel into Kent. Quite possibly. Jim says, I thought Iraq was an incorrect spelling of Iraq. Jim says, Gustav was used in World War II in the Siege of Sebastopol. It could only shoot once a day. Bloody hell. Jim says, you'll be pleased to hear I've decided against the bogey gag. Right.
Did you know, Big Bertha? When we were in the Middle East, we had our Hercs were parked to the next to the American Hercs, and we had an ongoing water fight that lasted close to 8 years, I think it was. And we had a big blue fire bottles, fire extinguishers that you'd have in the tarmac. Travis would remember those. That it was filled up with water and then pressurized. We called it Big Bertha, and you literally just had the ball valve on it, and you would just shoot, put on the back of the Clark there, and just shoot Americans. Now, I mention this because today a friend of mine popped up with his memories.
Yes. Before you carry on, are you on step 7, are you? Or are you gone for the...
I've jumped to 12.
Okay, cool. I'll do the same now. Cool. Section building is most fun.
Right. So this is his memory from, I think, for however long ago. So that's the Aussies on top of the Donga about to launch a, it's this guy at the back here. It's a water balloon. Yeah, all the safety belts. The belt of invincibility. But that's the ongoing water fight. This went on for literally years, and all that. Yeah, and like that. With call sign.
Ooh.
The rule was, if you were wearing a T-shirt, you were fair game. If you had your overshirt on, you were a non-combatant. What happened is our chief of Air Force was visiting, going from one place to another, and he came down the tarmac, and it was hot because it's a desert. So he took his overshirt off, stepped outside, and he got absolutely schwacked by these Americans. So he took it lightly. This was Angus Houston, if anyone remembers him. But he was like, what the hell just happened? And I just said, oh, well, we got this rule. And he said, oh, that's brilliant. Oh, give him my kind regard. So after we launched, went over to him and said to the Americans, that's our, chief of Air Force. And they just, oh my God, what? How many stars? And I said, 3 stars. And he said, oh, hey, we've never got anyone that high before. And they just all high-fived each other. I think if you asked Angus, he'd remember because, he was absolutely soaking wet.
Comments. Where were we up to? There you go. Johnny says, at work, I used to have a normal copy. One morning, was told to call customers to reinstall Windows. I decided that was an espresso call.
Right.
Ivan says, it looks like that bloke is inserting it up his arse. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Oh, probably the water balloon fight.
Oh yeah, the picture and the water balloon fight. Yes, probably was. Dark Side says, so the closest I can find is Vallejo Express color jade green. Ooh,
jade green, Vallejo jade green.
Nice.
I'll take a note.
Yeah.
With my
Ooh, that's
trusty
horrible.
1-to-1 scale pen from Models for Heroes.
I don't have one of them, strangely.
They write really well. They're not for writing. It just has an ancillary sort of purpose as a pen, but it's actually for measuring scales of things. So look, if I hold it up to that knife, you could see how big the knife is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Useful as a frame of reference. Julian says, John, that photo reminds me of a YouTube video of a Canadian girl in a wheelchair bungee jumping. I took one look and said,
No.
Where's my phone? I'm going to look up that jade green.
Yeah. Where are we going? Was that a good
Hang on a
O?
minute.
What are you thinking?
So actually, you sent it. You sent me a picture of your scale model, your kit. Why have you sent me a picture of your kit?
Who? Me?
You. Yes, you. You sent me and Gary a picture of your kit. Or rather the packaging.
I did. Yeah, because I'd forgotten. As we mentioned at the start of the show, Gary's been sending us photos of him drinking beer.
Yes.
Il Bastardo. But yeah, so what we did, apart from, releasing the sausages, is he sent a picture of a coffee today. So I just thought, well, where is he? So I thought, well, this is what we're doing. And then I sent that and I thought, oh, yeah, he's on holidays. Yeah, I had completely forgotten. How's that for an explanation?
Amazon, I got the jade green. Add to basket.
Yeah? Boop. Oh, does it look right, does it?
Yeah, it's a nice
I'll
green.
just Google that myself. Do you have a number?
Yes, it's 72026. I shall have to order that. Just because I really like that colour green as well.
Oh, game color.
Yeah.
Actually. Oh.
Our head of research has found it. There you go, Modders. You got a new title, head of research.
Yeah, I think I might stick with what I've got. Mind you, yeah, I don't want to do identical to you, if that makes sense. So to give the punters something to look at, something different.
Yours will be a much higher quality, trust me.
I'll stop it.
Julian says that would be cool, Modders. Painted silver with the Vallejo Express colour over the top. Yeah. What I'm thinking of doing is, the stripes down the side.
Yes.
Instead of doing them yellow, I'm going to use my gold chrome pen and just run it along the lines.
Sure.
You've got lines on the actual.
Oh, there are lines on it. Well, that's going to make it easier to paint.
Yeah. So I'm just going to run some gold lines down it. So I think that would look nice.
Oh, there's even lines on the tender. Oh, this is just suddenly easier to paint than I thought it would be.
Yes.
It's called a tender, is that right, Mikey?
Yes.
Look at me learning stuff.
The locomotive.
And they're called trains, is that correct, Mikey?
Only if they're in a train. They're called locomotives if they're on their own.
Oh.
The bit we made first, that's a locomotive. It becomes a train once you add things onto it. Because it's a train. It's like a train of thought. You don't have a train of thought if it's just you have a single thought and then it's gone.
Oh, because it's got things that train behind it.
Yes. Jim says Vallejo makes a plethora of colours, great for figure painting. Yes, I love Vallejo.
Oh, I might get some plethora green then.
Yes. Ivan says, what Gary are we talking of? Waitrose or Temu? We're talking about Temu, Gary.
Temu Gary, yeah. Wish Gary and Fortnum Mason Gary.
Yeah. Dylan says, be right back. Okie dokie.
Dum-dum-dum-dum. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels.
Wheels?
Yeah, it's like Cool Whip.
All right, calm down, Stewie Griffin. Oops. There you go. Well, we're doing well. We're an hour and 20 minutes in, and we've still got 13 people. So that sounds like it's going to snap when you're doing that.
Well, when I throw bits around. Oh, no, you flexing stuff.
No, I'm pressing the wheels together.
Yeah, it does.
Tender.
Yeah,
because they're such a tight fit.
They are a tight fit, aren't they? Nice.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Okay. We have one side.
And he's back.
And he's back.
I mean, John's back.
Yes. Very good, John. Dark Side Scale Modeling says, you do know it's Temu. It's whatever I want it to be. It only has one E in it.
How Tim's apples.
Yes. Ooh, I forgot we've got music on this one, haven't we?
Oh.
Should have some music on.
Oh, if you like. Yeah.
Should we go for that song?
Sorry. I see what you mean about the So I was thinking last week, you had, I think you said 3 unlikes. I'm thinking maybe it was the music, and then I watched a bit back and I thought, no, it's not the music. It wasn't overpowering or anything.
I'm not bothered. People don't know. It's probably. Is that okay, or does it need turning up or turning down?
No, it's all good. It's a pity we can't play Travelling Wilburys on the end of the line. Oh, well.
Yeah. Or Thomas the Tank. Black Hat says, does anyone know if Wings Cockpit Figures is still active? Good question. We have our head of research here. She may be able to help. Oh, I was watching a really interesting documentary last night that you'd probably enjoy, John.
Yes?
And it was all about the miners' strikes in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And in particular, the Battle of... I forgot what it's called now. Hang on. I remember what it begins with, but... how to pronounce it evades me. Battle of Orgreave. Have you heard of it?
No. Well, no. It's not a thing that comes to mind. But I take it it's miners fighting against people wanting to close the mine, or against what you'd call scabs or somebody. Do tell.
Basically, the miners' strikes was they were It started off. They were going to close a mine up in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
All the miners went on protest. Went on strike about it. And when Thatcher got in, she decided that because Arthur Asquith, who was leading them, and also sort of defeated the Tories in the 70s as well by managed to get the miners a pay rise. So she decided she didn't want to repeat of that. So they made it so that all the strikers and all the unionists of miners' unions all decided to go to one place to blockade this one coke plant.
Okay.
And they made it really tempting for them. So thousands of them went, a couple of thousand. And when they turned up, all the police were like, yeah, you park here, park your bus here. And for months, it'd been the police were trying to stop cars going to these picket lines and everything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they'll go, yeah, you just park up here. If you walk down that hill, you go across this grass bank and it's down there. And they've been really helpful and everything. And they all thought, well, this is a bit weird. What's going on here? When they got over this grass bank and got to this field, all they could see was a line of black. And it was just hundreds and hundreds of police officers. They reckoned that a third of the UK's police force was on that field.
Oh.
All at once. And it started off, they were just doing the usual pushing and shoving and stuff. And then all of a sudden the police lines opened up, horses came, charged out, went back in. And then they hadn't used that tactic before, so the man was like, hang on, that's not on. We don't do that. That's not how these things normally go. So it all started again, the horse went out again, and then next minute, the police just got told to just go and clear the field. And they just went out and they were just beating people over the head with the wooden batons and everything.
Yeah.
Go to town on them. And it was quite horrific. But it goes into the politics around it, things like that, and what led up to it and stuff. And it turns out that the government were really, really bad and manipulated laws and stuff without taking them through parliaments, changed police policies and all sorts.
What?
Yeah. Because it used to be the police in the UK. The police had two sort of ways of doing things. So they had policing by consent, which is generally how it's supposed to be in the UK, and then they have the sort of paramilitary style policing, and they changed the laws to make it so that the police could do the paramilitary style policing more, and they based the tactics on the Hong Kong police.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but it's a really interesting documentary on Netflix.
Okay.
Because my granddad worked in the mines, and I've never understood why he hated Thatcher so much. I mean, I knew obviously about the miners' strikes and stuff, but I never really got it until I watched that documentary last night.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
So I don't live in the UK, and I have seen a bit of it. I do remember them happening and stuff like that. And I didn't pay that much attention because I was a kid. I was like 10 years old or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my view is Thatcher, when she died, got, awful. I mean, she's a human being and all that sort of stuff like that. And you had tens of thousands of people just bagging her out and all that sort of stuff. I personally, on this side of the argument, I think she was right. I think she did a great thing to wean the UK off its reliance on coal. Because
that's not what she was trying to do. That's not what she was trying to do, though.
No.
What she was trying to do was destroy the trade unions, and she figured out. She figured out that
isn't that usually me that gets told off for being too political on these shows?
Well, yeah, I know.
And you brought it up.
But it's just as good a documentary. But yeah,
Yeah.
she
My
realised
view is she gets a lot of hate, and I think she was never my prime minister or whatever, but I've seen a lot worse. It's like Nixon. I think he seems to be the last honest, bloody American politician. I know Obama was, but
Should we just leave politics alone? It gets very murky and very muddy.
Let's move on very quickly.
Yes, we'll discuss that offline. Frank says, "Love the travelling Wilburys."
Ah, yes.
Ivan says, "Hi, Frank." And Darkside says, "Unfortunately, he stopped trading due to illness." There we go. Ivan says, "It's that time again, folks. I have to go. So thank you for a wonderful morning of modelling and banter. TTFN. Bye." All right, bye, Ivan.
Hey, cheers, chef.
Hey, dude. Darkside says, "Black Cat, have a gander on eBay. I found a few on there." There we go.
Speaking of ganders, we got some resident ganders down the road from us here in sunny.
Goosey goosies.
Yeah, geese aren't generally out in the wild in Australia. I think they were probably somebody's pets at some point. I don't know how they got here, but there's a family of say 4 of them down the road at the local sort of pond where all the bin chickens and bats hang out. Ibis.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's one of the geese hasn't been seen for the last couple of weeks. I think maybe one of the local Boganista have just grabbed it or something or other. But we'll see.
Well, they do taste rather nice.
Geese?
Yes.
Isn't it only the royal family allowed to eat them? Or is that swans? That's swans.
That's muted swans.
Right. Go Swans. Back to the footy.
Oh dear.
Right.
Black Cat says, "Dark Side Scale modeling is a great idea. I haven't even looked at Fleabay yet. Cheers."
Where are we? Parts. Oh, what part is that?
Jim says, "Be seeing you, chef."
How long we got? Another half hour. This is interesting. The way this tender goes together.
We're steaming ahead, aren't we?
Hey! See how much better it is when we're not talking about bloody politics?
Yeah. Oh, you're joking.
Yeah. Just because it said Thatcher was right. Yeah. Did our view count go down? I reckon it did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the people that were around then tend to dislike it unless you were actually a Conservative supporter. If you're a working person, you're a Labour supporter and you're a unionist anyway.
Yeah, I know.
There's like a guy on there he was 19 years old, and he said to his dad after a few months being on strike and his family struggling, food and things like that. He said to his dad, "I think I want to go back to work." And he said, "If you do that, I suggest you leave this house now and don't come back." And he kicked him out of the house because he wanted to go to work. Because as far as he was concerned, you don't go against the trade unions. Like, wow.
Sorry, I had to go ahead. I was being spoken to for a moment.
Yeah, spoken to from afar. Hello, Bron.
No, it was Jenna, my youngest daughter.
Ah.
She's bringing me my salad because she thought I went into the house to grab my my dinner. I did not.
Ah. She's cool, Jenna.
She is. She's my favourite youngest daughter. Yeah, 10. 10. Oh, that's 10. I think it's got a 10 on it. That makes no sense.
Says they're eating the geese in New South Wales. I don't blame her. Goose is lovely. I have goose at Christmas. Or duck.
So
Timothy, sorry?
Oh, yeah, no. Go on.
Timothy says, "You're in Newcastle, John, not Springfield, Ohio."
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about that until both of you mentioned it just now. So, any of the viewers at the bench while you listening to this? You got one eye on your own bench?
Good question. We know Black Hat is. In fact, how are your Cromwells going, Black Hat?
All right. So, if you go to step 13,
Yes.
right. So at that end, which is that end, the rear
The tail end, yeah.
tail end. So it says part 10 is there, even though those two parts look very different.
Yes.
But the bit it goes on to, the U-bolt underneath it. Where is that? And what number is that?
That is a part on its own. Oh, there it is. It's part 34.
34. Oh! Okay.
With the coupling gear. I bet that.
Got that. So the coupling gear is...
The hose and things. So you got that, which is the bit that holds the linking bar.
I'm sorry, can we zoom in on your quarter? There we go, quadrant.
So you got that bit that goes underneath,
Yeah.
which is the one that holds the linking bar in. But you've also got that, which is... Oh, come on, focus. Right. There you go. There you go. You got that, which is the brake line hose.
But isn't that part 25 or 31 in step 11?
Yes.
So
I'm saying they're on the same sprue.
Okay, because none of mine are on the sprue.
Pay attention, Marley.
Hang on. So, okay, the two part 10s that it's pointing to, that's one of them because it's got 10 written on it. I can't understand how they go together. Like, they're two separate parts there.
No, it's saying one or the other.
Oh, is it? How?
Yeah. If you read the instructions at the beginning, the diamond says either or.
Oh, alternative part? No. Diamond is do not cement. Square is alternative part.
Yeah. What does diamond mean?
Do not cement.
Oh, it depends on what... If you look, they're different. So it depends on what you're going to be coupling it to, what the coupling system is on the carriage.
On the rest of your carriages.
Yes.
So, okay. Because, so am I correct in thinking that they're two part 10s?
Yes. So it depends what you're hooking it up to. But because you're not hooking it up to anything, just pick which one you like. Basically. Black Hat says, they're progressing nicely, Mikey. Thank you. You're welcome. Timothy says, yes, sir, working on the growler. Ooh.
Ooh, yes, he's building a growler for,
growler are you working on?
His brother-in-law.
He's working on the growler? That does not sound dodgy at all. You said he's working on his brother-in-law's growler.
I'll let Tim explain. I think I'm digging him into a hole here.
You're digging a
hole. Not a euphemism.
Travis says, I'm slicing up some 3D prints at the moment for a future project. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Be interesting to see what that is. Black Hat says, doing some OPR again tonight. Cool.
I'm sorry, what is OPR?
Ask him nicely and he might tell you. for us, it meant off-platform repair. But in the Remy, Jim says, doing some PT exercise for my arthritic left knee whilst watching you guys build your RR models. RR. RR.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now that's all making sense.
Is it?
Well, no. Part 10 fits onto whatever part that is. 31, the lower U-bolt coupling thing, rather well. So, which gives me confidence that it's the correct part. And so that's what I'll do.
Alrighty then. Great.
Yeah, because the other part does not fit.
Jim says, there I go with those damned acronyms again. Yes.
All right.
Black Hat says, oil paint rendering. There we go.
Ah.
AKA Mike Rinaldi's
Rinaldi's
using oil paints.
Very good.
Ooh. Timothy says EA-18G Growler EW fighter jet. So Mikey won't have a heart attack. I'll only refer to it as the plane from now on. You're playing with your brother-in-law's Growler? It sounded so wrong.
It's only kinky the first time.
Yes. You keep that in the Air Force, shall we? Ooh, interesting.
Oh, throwing pieces away.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'll probably need them.
Jim says,
Right.
Black Hat, I'm a student of Mike Rinaldi's techniques. They have improved my weathering skills endlessly. Excellent. Yeah, need to shave a bit off that, I think.
Oh. Put glue on the wrong face there. Let's try that again.
Black Hat says, Jim, I hear you, mate. It's a powerful technique.
Oh.
Modders, could you kindly post a link for John's channel?
Oh, I was going to upload a new video before we went live, but I ran out of time. I was
It's okay.
doing something else.
So, that reminds me, actually. The video I've been working on, the Yamaha kit review, I've had a bit of a snag with it. My computer, right? I went on it, not yesterday, the day before, to do the finishing touches to the video. And all the files have gone, all the pictures have gone out of it. 122 pictures gone missing. I'm like, what the hell, where have they gone? My computer has wiped every single one of them. And I've even tried using Windows Restore and everything, and it's completely wiped them from the memory as if they never existed. The actual file is there, but the actual file that they were all in is there, but all the pictures themselves have all been wiped.
That's
So I'm going to have to start it again.
no good.
Yeah, all I was left with was a few of the clips that I'd done. It's even wiped the photos that I took of the kit.
So there's no chance they're in a cloud somewhere. So
No.
look at me sounding all techie and the now kids.
Luckily, it left me with the audio side of it and the clips and things that I made for it. So all I got to do is find some photos, 120 odd photos to fill it back up again. But yeah, so that was annoying. Because computers be doing stupid things. Kind of felt like smashing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was rather annoyed. Ooh, we've got 15 minutes left, John.
Oh, wow, that's gone quick, hasn't it?
It has. Time flies when you're having fun. When you're modelling with your mate. One thing I highly recommend doing is don't just sit scale modelling on your own. You know, find a group or a group of friends, whether it's online or real life and stuff like that, and just build models with your friends. So I don't know about you, John, but I find it really helpful.
It's become a very social thing. Like certainly with the Discord Friends of Models for Heroes, as well as actual Models for Heroes.
Yeah.
Very much enjoy it. Group of like-minded people talking about, well, I find interesting subjects.
Yeah. Talk about anything and everything, really, don't we?
Even that.
Stuff, yeah, even stuff we can't talk about on YouTube. Which we're real good at. Ow, that hurt. How was that?
I don't know if this is going to work.
Don't know what the hell that was. Piece of metal wire or something. I really heard that. Okay.
You suffer for your art.
I do.
Oh, come on, get in there.
But I do love this art. Jim says, Black Hat scale models, yes indeed. Vinaldi's process has opened my eyes to the potential of oil paints and how versatile they are. Yes. The only thing I don't like about oil paints is how long they take to dry. That's rather annoying. Yeah. It's me the other day that scale model making is just playing with toys for men. I'm like, no, it's not. One, it's a form of it's a form of art, and two, because you're actually doing sculpture making in a way, and two, it's actually very therapeutic.
No real guide for lining up this part, so I think I put it in the wrong place. Oh yeah, that looks a bit better. Oh yeah. And then that bit drops in there, I guess. It sure does.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be a train modeler.
It's not a bad little hobby to get into. Wait.
So you've built a couple of Dapol locomotives before?
I built a Dapol one and an Airfix one.
Uh-huh.
The Airfix one was made the same year my dad was born. Which is coincidentally the same year Gary was born. Which is entirely coincidence.
Well, look on the bright side, at least Gary's not your dad.
Oh, yeah. I think he'd be a pretty cool dad, though, wouldn't he?
Oh, he would be.
Yeah. Yes, I have. I built the Evening Star, which is the Airfix. I built the Evening Star from Airfix. I haven't built the Dapol remake of it, re-release of it, because it's the same mold. And I've built the Class 8 diesel shunter, which is actually a really nice little model to make. And I've also built the oil tank as well, oil tanker. Because you can get the rolling stock as well.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So I got the oil tanker. I've got on my shelf. I've got the meat wagon. I've got the sheet metal carrier and things like that as well. Pretty cool. Jim says you can speed up the drying process with a hairdryer at low setting. Yes. That's if my wife would let me use her hairdryer to dry oil paints. Dark Side says, and 3, it's for women too. Exactly.
Yes.
Some weird hobby for old men. Black Hat says you can greatly advance the speed of drying oil paints, Mikey. Hair dry the life out of them on the lowest setting, and they dry to touch in 3 to 4 minutes. You can then work over them. Ah, cool. Excellent. Let's give that a go. Jim says Gary was born the same year I was born, the great year of 1964. Oh, it's my stepdad that was born in 64. My dad was born in 65. So, yeah, Gary's born the same year as my stepdad, I think. So cool.
You know,
I'm going to paint the wheels separately. Just because I want them to be metal coloured. But saying that, they're free turning, so it shouldn't be too bad to paint them. I don't know.
free turning. Oh, let's double check whether that fits on the track.
Yeah, cause otherwise, I don't know. Yeah, should be alright. I'll paint them. I'll stick them on and paint them.
Sure does.
Otherwise, I'm gonna end up pulling the back end of the train apart or something, trying to fit him in. There you go. Woo! Choo-choo.
Woo, woo.
Tim says 94 is the best year. 94. I was 6 years old then. Dark Side says she was born in 94 too. My ex was born in 94. Yeah, I was born in 88. We were the last generation to grow up without mobile phones. Or without them being commonplace anyway.
So, yeah. But, you know, it's clear you didn't have a pager because you're still here. Oh, sorry, too soon.
Black Hat says, God, I feel old now. Oh, you weren't born in the 40s, were you? Say that my granddad was born in 1940, I think. Yeah, would have been. Jim says 1988 was the year I moved out on my own. There we go. So did I. Moved out of my dad into my mum, and then out of my mum into the world. 1988, I broke free. Black Hat says, I finished high school in 1988. Yeah. Well, like we established the other day, the average age of scale modelers is 50 years old.
88, I was a third year electrical fitter apprentice.
Yeah. Jim says you would have gone nowhere without your mum in 1988, Mikey. I would. My dad could have taken me out on my nan and granddad. Or the babysitter, or whatever. Dark Side Scale Modelling says, 5 minutes left, boys. Yes. Such a shame. Having such a good time.
Well, you know, it's all like it did last week we did this. So, you know, by the end of the 2 hours, you've got something that's looking exactly like you want it to. It's, you know, it's not a bad kit.
Yeah. It's not overly complicated, but it's still fun to put together. There you go. There we go. I was watching a film last night called The Interns. It's got Robert De Niro in it.
Okay.
The Intern, and it's basically he's a widower that's got bored. He's bored with retirement, pretty much done everything, so he decides to take on an internship. And one of the things his female boss says is, "Right, boys, I'm off." And then she goes, "Hang on, since when did we start referring to men as boys? As anyone knows that since we've had the feminist movement, we've gone from calling females girls to calling women and calling men boys. So we've infantilized the boys, but done the opposite for women." I was like, you know what? That's absolutely true. We don't call a group of blokes men anymore. We refer to them as the boys or whatever. Yeah. I thought that was an interesting observation. There you go.
Well, what if we start signing off now? That way we'll be on time.
Yes, we will.
So I'll just squirt a bit of glue on this, whack this in place, and I'll call it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a squirter. Did you like that one, Josh?
No, I did not. No, it's wrong.
Jim says, age is but a number. I'll see you out there on the road for some cycling, arthritic knees, shoulder and back notwithstanding. Yes, you won't see me cycling, mate.
All right, so an overview of what I've achieved. It's the top carapace, I guess you'd want to call it, of the train, and all fits correctly at the front there, since Mikey pointed out my error. So that's all good. That all the wheels would go on there with no problems at all. It just that rail fits on the outside of those 2 rails there, so that fits rather well. Once that happens, then I've got that clamp holding those together, but the tender is pretty much together as well, and it's all lined up, all hollow underneath, which is fine. But yeah, it's another bit later on that joins that circle to that square, and it'll be pretty much like that. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's do it all. There we go, looking like a train.
Yeah. Measures.
Oh yeah. Go the other way. That way? That way.
Measured in at about 27 centimeters in length.
Yeah. So that's cool. So we're getting there. So all that remains is little details on that and that. And there's only that many pieces left.
Yeah.
So yeah. So there we go. Hooray.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, hello. Yes, I've done the same. So I've built that. Focus. Right, tell you what, if I do that, it'll stay focused. There we go. Right, so I've done that bit. The tender, where the coal comes out, and you'll have a standpipe there for the water. Yeah, and ladders and things. I've done that. I've not put the roof on the top of the boiler because that's going to be painted separately because that's a different colour. Yeah, it's coming along very nicely, I think. It's good that we're keeping to the same sort of pace as well.
Well, I think it's just happening. Like, I think it's that sort of kit. Like, there is a bit of fettling and sort of sanding and just cleaning up little bits of flash and all that sort of stuff like that. But it does fit together rather well. And I tell you what, I am enjoying this more than I was the previous Spitfire build because that kit was a bit of a bugger, and this is good.
It's a nice break
change. Yeah,
nice easy kit to build.
Coming along.
Yes.
Right.
Enjoying it. We've got a few comments before we go. Jim says, another great show, gents. See you all tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Cheers, Jim.
Go. Yes, we've got Creative Friday, haven't we, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dark Side says, see you tomorrow, Jim. And Black Hat says, thanks for another great night, folks. See you all on the flip side. Later, dude.
Thank you.
Jim says, have a great day, Modmin. Thank you again for your outstanding work. Yes. She's been promoted to head of research now.
She does it very well.
Yes. Timothy says, good show, men. Have a great night. I actually prefer that to boys. Paul Marley says, thanks for your company, all. Yes, hope you
cheers.
Paul.
No, he was disappointed before he tuned in.
Okay, so yeah, as Jim said, we are back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Same place, same time. We create a Friday where we'll be working on just our own random projects.
Yeah.
You come and join us if you'd like. For the second half, we usually let you on the panel if me and John are feeling generous.
Yeah.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from...
There you go.
Me.
Yeah. There you go. Should we do that again? It's goodbye from me. And it's
goodbye from him.
There we go.